My name is Joe Allen. 4 years ago, I decided to film my adventures in the Ozark Mountains of southwest Missouri. With the help of some of my best friends, the Hunt Company was born. This is our story.
We just found my doe that I shot right over there.
And you want me to be wide enough to catch your guy's entire body?
During my first year of filming my hunts in 2012, there were a lot of things that went wrong throughout the process of learning how to hunt and film at the same time. And on last week's episode of the Hunt Company, we portrayed some of those things that went wrong, but there's certainly more to show. And we had some successful hunts during 2012, but there were a lot more hunts that went wrong. And so this week I want to show some of those hunts or some more of those hunts that went wrong, and maybe why they went wrong and what happened and how we've tried to improve and what we've done to improve on our abilities as videographers. So this week it's going to be more of the bad stuff, and eventually we'll get into the really good stuff that we have.
We stuck out here we probably have about an hour of shooting line left.
Gareth Deadman was another friend who started coming out and hunting with me that first year in 2012, and we were sitting in a blind one evening, and it was like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong that evening. And I ended up basically leaning over on him as we had a doe come in at last light, basically laying on top of Gareth as he was trying to film and me shoot this deer. And I think I missed about 3 feet over her back.
We had one come out. It's pretty much dark right now. I think we had a little camera since she got up to a little less than 40. But she came out to my left. I mean, I would have been much better for a shot to my right. I drew when she had her head down, and then she just stayed facing at me. So I had to sit there and hold it, and I had to get up on my knees and kind of lean forward towards Gareth. I mean, I was kind of nervous, of course, but I mean, the main thing was just having to hold so long. It was pretty ridiculous.
One evening I actually just went in to the same farm and picked out a spot just based upon the wind. I was hunting out of a climber stand, set up my camera. I was filming myself that evening, and we had 3 does come in just perfectly. They were within about 15 yards, and I had plenty of an opportunity to shoot the first 2 does in that group in frame, but I waited for those deer to pass to have a better shot opportunity on the last doe, and got zoomed in on her, put a perfect shot on her, but she just walked out of the frame. So that was pretty disappointing. That I thought that I had my first kill on film, and it was not good.
I tried to film myself taking this shot. I know the doe got out of camera, got out of the frame, so I missed filming the shot. Tell you what, it's awful hard to do this self-filming. But gosh dang, it's fun. I'm gonna walk up here and once again do my best at keeping some light on this and filming this.
Hello.
What you doing?
Waiting on you guys to come help me get this deer.
Shut up. You shot a deer?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I was just sitting here talking to Gabe and my dad. I said, I wonder if Joe shot a deer.
Just had a doe come in on this side. I was facing, back this way. Joe's running the camera. He's seen it.
That first year I was filming my hunts, I met Gareth Dedman. We started hunting and filming together. And it was a struggle. I mean, we were each trying to learn how to use a camera and also trying to get on deer. We were having a hard time even getting within bow range of a deer. Finally, I think it was in October at some point, we were hunting on a friend's farm, and it was like one of the worst days ever to hunt. It was so windy, it was just ridiculous. We really didn't have any expectations of seeing deer that evening, and a doe came straight downwind from us. But that night we had gotten probably to about 25 or 30 feet up in the tree. We climbed really high. This doe came straight in on us, and Gareth was on the other side of the tree from me, so I saw the deer first and said, hey, here's our shot. She just walked right in underneath us, and Gareth put an excellent shot on her. She died within about 60 yards, and we were able to recover her. And that was the first animal that I got on film. It was the first successful hunt that I filmed, so that was pretty special to me. Being able to hunt with Gareth that year, we shared a lot of really good memories, and I know he was super excited to finally get on a deer that year and to get it on film. I mean, you would think that we had killed a really big trophy buck. Yeah, she's dropped.
Hey, right here, baby. Yes, finally. It has been so long. Man, we have struggled and struggled and struggled to get a deer in range and where we could get a good shot. I missed early. Didn't think we were ever going to get it done, had a great buck on me early this year. Couldn't get him killed. Had a doe. Guarantee it couldn't have been 10 steps right under our stand. Just smoked her. She's down right there.
Later on in the year, I was hunting and in a different location, but I kind of realized that I needed to keep my lens at a wider angle so the deer would have more room to move around once I got my bow drawn back. And so here it is. I actually get a shot on film, but I missed the deer. I had a new rangefinder that I had just gotten for Christmas, and didn't realize that sometimes rangefinders have different readings, so I just shot right over the back of this doe.
I just looked at the footage, and just like the second deer I shot this year, she just walked right out of the frame. This filming stuff is tough. I know I had the GoPro on, so I had a secondary camera on there, so that's good. Might have to blame it on the new rangefinder that I got for Christmas.
Part of my strategy, or my main goal after 2012, was to not just find people who could hunt or people who could film, but people who had some experience with both. And one of those guys is Scott Heminger, a local guy who I knew had experience in the woods, but who also loved the creative aspect of filming and photographing the outdoors. So I was really excited when Scott expressed a willingness to be on board and to come along with us on this journey. And he was like the perfect combination of filming and hunting combined. So he's a great example of, one of the people that I tried to recruit and bring on board to be a part of this process. And I really look forward to a lot of the exciting hunts that he's going to film, and also hopefully be able to kill some deer on camera himself.
I met Joe the spring of this year, and I had seen that a few of my friends had started filming for him and the HuntCo on Facebook, and I kind of reached out to Joe and showed an interest in maybe becoming involved in learning more about the trade and what it takes to build a TV show. And I've been an avid outdoorsman for a long time, and I've recently just fell in love, and I'm just pursuing this dream of an outdoor career. And I couldn't have found a better group of guys just to jump on with and be able to, learn as much as I have in such a short time. And, they've really, shown me the ropes and taken me under their wings, so to speak. And, it's just been a blessing, and very excited to see where it goes, where it turns out, and what we can all accomplish together.
In 2012, for my birthday, Joe got me my very first bow. I didn't have very high expectations because I know bow hunting is difficult. I was always put on in a ground blind. Joe would just kind of brush me. I was just sitting there kind of not expecting much, and a deer walks out. I just kind of put my head down and kept my head down, and I knew that others would follow. After that first one, I was ready. I had everything ready. I was ready to pull it back and shoot. And she came out at 30 yards. I shot her, and it was really exciting, and it was kind of sad too for me because it was such an amazing experience for me. And in this whole process, Joe and I are trying to film our hunts, and it's extremely difficult to do this by yourself. You really need to have a camera person and someone that's hunting. And so in our attempt to get a lot of footage, he's filming himself across the field and I'm filming myself, and we didn't really get my hunt on film, but we did get my recovery, which was really exciting to watch back and see that excitement when I found my doe. Just wish I could relive it over again and get that on film.
We're going to go get Cortney's reaction and film our recovery. I'm really excited for her. This is our first year with the bow. I hope we find it.
You just walk up to me and start filming me. Talk to me first, please.
What happened?
So I just put my 30-yard pin on her and let it fly, and it hit her. I think that we're going to have a blood trail to follow. It's my first shot with my bow at a deer, and I'm really excited. We found blood there. This must have been right where I shot her. We just found my doe that I shot right over there. There's a really great blood trail to follow, bright red blood. I don't really know anything about what the blood means, but the guys say that I had a lung shot, so I guess that's pretty good. Kind of excited that I had a good shot on my first deer with my bow, and ready to go get her right over there.
Is it going? Mm-hmm. So learning this filming process has been exactly that. It's been a process, and it's not something that I was real comfortable doing at first. I'm getting more comfortable as we go, but something else that I've learned through this is doing it by yourself, self-filming, is extremely, extremely difficult to do, which is what I did on this hunt. And you'll see that it's not necessarily the greatest focus. I didn't get the deer completely in the frame. He stepped a half a step out of the frame, so you don't see the shot hit him. But that's part of cinematography or filming yourself. Is you've got to be comfortable in getting the right shot at the right time when the deer comes in. And obviously, when you watch this, you'll see that I didn't get all that together. So it's all a learning process, and I understand that, and making the transition to filming with a DSLR instead of a regular video camera, it's all new stuff. So you're going to see a big difference in what this hunt looks like as opposed to what you see later on in the episodes.
The Hunt Company is brought to you by Specialty Seed Company. The Hunt Company is brought to you by Woods Fork Outdoors.
It's early morning here towards the end of December in southwest Missouri. It's extremely foggy out this morning. Matt. I know I didn't get that shot on camera, but I just put a big buck down. I've climbed down. I've actually already walked over to my arrow. My arrow's just covered in blood. I'm completely self-filming today, which is proving to be very, very, very difficult. I didn't get real good footage of him, got a few seconds of him coming in, and he stepped just out of frame when I shot. Well, there he is. I think this was probably the buck that was kind of ruling the area. Like I said, this is my third buck, which just from this little area I'm hunting, a 30 to 40 acre piece of property right here, and the deer are just thick in it, and they travel through here. I couldn't be happier. This is awesome. So obviously, since I'm self-filming, I am by myself, which means I got to get this guy out of here by myself. So it's time to turn the camera off and do some work.
I just had two does walk up to my right, kind of a bad angle. They started to pass by me, and a giant, absolute monster buck was right behind him, and he stopped. I had one clearing, and he stopped right there. I'm absolutely sick right now. I'm sick that I wasn't able to get the footage. I think my GoPro died as I had it on. It was recording. I don't know if I got the shot or not. Didn't get the shot on camera. It's just really disappointing.
Even after all the problems that I had early in 2012, I still went out and hunted as much as I could, even if I didn't have a camera person with me. I didn't have the discipline back then to say no to a shot, especially one night when I had a really nice buck walk up to the opposite side of my stand where I had my camera. So there was really no way that I could get this deer on film. And I even had a GoPro with me, but I tried to get the shot on my GoPro, but it died. It was just another one of those mistakes, a learning experience that I don't really do now. I mean, I check batteries, make sure everything's charged and ready to go before each hunt. But back then I didn't really know that. I guess I knew it, but I didn't have the discipline to do everything right every time like I do now. So this deer came in, and of course I shot it. I wasn't going to not take the shot. Didn't get it on film. So when we filmed the recovery, I just kept thinking in my head how great it would have been to have filmed this deer. So that was really the big turning point for filming with me. I promised myself after that hunt that I would never even walk into the woods again without a cameraman. We got a dead deer. He's got a kicker there for 9. Good body, good mature deer. We didn't get the shot on film. Fortunately, we got to come in here and recover a great deer, though.
And we love floating down the Buffalo, rocking old Haggard song. And we love the gobble of a turkey and a rutting buck in the fall. If anybody ever asks me why I do the things I do,